It is 12:30. Want to say good afternoon to you that are here as well as you watching online. I want to thank you for tuning in to our called board meeting for July 31st, 2025. And with that, Madam Superintendent, I give you the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to invite Susan Wynn forward. She's got several items, all in the process of approving the tentative millage for 2025. Ms. Wynn?
Good afternoon, Madam Superintendent, Board. So we can go ahead and go over our timeline. We have our 2025 millage timeline for approval, and so today we're going to approve the tentative millage rate, and then we'll advertise the tentative millage rate. The advertisement of the 2025 Tax Digest and 5-year history has to be advertised in the News Observer. It'll be published August the 6th because it must be published for 7 full days before we can set the millage rate, and then we'll set the millage rate on August the 14th at 5:30. And so this is the computation of the rollback rate. If we can get that larger, please. So we could look, here is 2024, all of our prior year data for real property, personal property, and exemptions to the net digest of 2024. This column here gives you the reassessment that took place during the year this year. So that's the totals net digest increase due to reassessment of value. Other changes to the digest through growth or deletion of items gives us our net digest of $3,503,795,584. And if we scroll down just a little bit, Ms. Collis, so that, yes, there we go. So then to calculate the rollback rate, it takes last year's 2024 and compares it to 2025 and adjusts for what is in the reassessment value. And we put in our 6.7 millage, and then that tells us our rollback rate is 6.633. And so that makes our taxes not a tax increase because it has adjusted for the reassessment of the increased values. So that would make our tentative rollback rate 6.633. And then we can move to this is the Forest Land Protection Act, is a worksheet that we have to do the calculations for and then submit with our digest. But it strictly comes from what we come off of the digest of the forest land values that we pick up from digest. That calculates the amount, and then we submit it, and that we see what we get back later on, because that's not exactly the number we would get. And then this is our current 5-year history that we would ask for approval of the tentative rollback millage rate and ask to advertise. But this gives us all of our previous ones, our previous millage rates. And then this says that our tax amount that we'll levy is $288,272 more than last year, but that's due to growth, not to an increase in the tax. And then you can see the difference in your percentages of increase for the last 5 years.
And Ms. Wynn, I'd just like to bring it to everyone's attention that our net tax percentage increase is the lowest it's been in the for the 5-year history.
Correct, it's at 1.26%. So there's not been a large growth for this past year.
So, mainly from reassessments from the best that we could take.
Correct. And then this is the Department of Revenue's digest submission packet, which is over 100 pages, but it's included, 108 pages, but it's included for anybody that would like to read it and know the steps that we followed to do our rollback rate and advertisement.
Thank you. And Ms. Wynn, all these documents are located on our website if you go to Assembly, and it's
Yes, ma'am.
documented for public review.
It's under our call meeting for public review.
Okay. With that said, Mr. Chair, I would like to make a recommendation to approve the 2025 millage timeline. And then based on the computation, the documentation that Ms. Wynn just reviewed, to set that tentative millage rate at 6.633, which will be advertised along with the 5-year history, in the newspaper and up for official vote at our regular board meeting in August.
With that, board, we have a recommendation to approve tentative millage for 2025. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion. Go ahead. You got a second?
I got a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I have a question on page 2 there, that second item where you said that the reimbursement value, that's just a fictitious number than 934.96.
Okay, that, the Forest Land Protection Act, we submitted, but like this year, I got a letter back with an amount. So
That's the best of your
that's the
calculations.
best, that's our calculation, and what the government comes back and gives us
May not be that.
is not necessarily, it's never been that.
Okay. That's all I need.
So I think we had like we used to have about 50-some thousand, I think it was about 7,000. It's not that number, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Any other discussion? All in favor by raised hand? It is unanimous.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is personnel, and does everyone have access to your personnel sheet? Okay, first item on the agenda is to accept the recension of Joshua Melman. Joshua Melman was recommended for a position and approved, and he has not signed a contract and has now turned down the position. So, Mr. Chair, I make a recommendation for that recension.
Board, do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, ma'am. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor by raised hand? It is unanimous.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Next items are resignations. We have 2 of them, and if no one objects, I'd like to take these collectively.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that is for James Hyatt and Thomas Mills, both effective 7/31/2025. Mr. Chair, I make that recommendation.
I'll make that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor by raised hand? It is unanimous.
Thank you. Next is recommendations, all pending completion of paperwork, background check, and training requirements. And the first one is Abigail Hughes for a professional position for school year 2025-2026. Mr. Chair, I make that recommendation.
Board, we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor by raised hand? It is unanimous.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would like to take these next 2 collectively if there's not an objection.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that is for Dennis Dwayne Henderson, classified position effective 8/11/2025, and then Mackenzie Moreland, classified staff effective school year 2025-2026. Mr. Chair, I make that recommendation.
Board, we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor by raised hand? It is unanimous.
All right, that ends the personnel sheet.
With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a second?
Second. Third.
Motion and second.
Fourth.
All in favor by raised hand? We are adjourned.